Having conversations with God, begging God to make the pain go away, and then the pain wouldn't go away. God is not responding. Pain is my friend.
Hey yo, it's N.O.R.E. Who's next are gonna be first?
A photograph posted from Las Vegas in June 2017. Nobody has ever confirmed who took it or exactly where. A man poses in front of a painted wall. Behind him, the words appear to say, "Rest in peace, Mobb Deep." 3 days after it appeared, the man in the picture was dead. Keep it in mind, it comes back at the end of this story, meaning something else entirely. The internet has never stopped staring at this photo.
It's a story that's told about this black shadows that attach themselves to people here on the earth, and they feed off of negativity. They feed off of anger.
Rapper Prodigy, who's a member of the New York hip-hop duo Mobb Deep, has died.
You say your son, he was like your thun.
I call my brother son cause he shine like one. Sonny,
We call it the done language.
yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sonny,
The whole hood started doing it,
you smiled at me and really eased the pain.
and then we put it in songs.
Now the dark days are gone, the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere. Everything is connected, it's all crooked. They got this whole world fucked up. They got our minds fucked up. And that's what I meant. Sunny, thank you for the sunshine.
Albert Johnson, the world knew him as Prodigy of Mobb Deep, dies in a Las Vegas hospital at 42. No arrest, no incident, no crime scene. And before his family could even put him to rest, the internet had reached its verdict anyway, saying he was taken out. This video asks a different question, not whether the theory is true, but why millions of people believed it instantly, and what happens when you follow that belief all the way into the record. 3 things are coming. You will hear his final position on conspiracies on camera, and it is not what the thumbnails told you. You will see what his own family filed in court, because they did go to court, and the last word in this video will belong to him. Within 24 hours of his death, videos like this were already live, claiming he was silenced, sacrificed. He knew too much. The claims varied, but the message never did. A man this outspoken does not simply die. Watch the upload date on this one.
To speak about Prodigy, we know that he passed away yesterday. What are your preliminary thoughts on those conspiracies? Which a lot of times, to keep it real with you, I tend to believe a lot of those.
The belief didn't come from nowhere. It came from him. From 22 years of warnings, one famous line, and a life that ended mid-sentence. Because the only honest way to weigh what the internet believes is to know exactly who they believe it about. So, before the theories, the man. Months before he died, Prodigy sat across from a licensed therapist on camera for a Viceland series, and did something he said he had never done on any platform. He opened the door. Everything this video knows about his inner life comes from what he chose to say behind it. Albert Johnson was born November 2nd, 1974 in Hempstead, New York, into a music family. His grandfather played the saxophone alongside jazz royalty. His mother sang with the Crystals, and he was born with sickle cell anemia, a blood disorder that turns a body against itself without warning for life. Crises without warning, his blood sickling, his joints burning, hospital stays that swallowed whole weeks of childhood. The pain arrived before the music did. Doctors, he said, told him his whole life that he would not live past 40. Imagine building anything under that sentence. He built one of the greatest catalogs New York ever produced, on a deadline no one should ever be handed. As a teenager, he crossed paths with a Queensbridge kid, a producer who rapped named Havoc. They called themselves Mobb Deep. In 1995, the infamous arrived, and the sound of Queensbridge became the sound of New York. The infamous went gold and still sits on all-time lists, and through all of it, the illness came along, uninvited, on every tour. But the voice on those records was sharpened on something the fans couldn't see. He told them anyway for years, in interviews, in his memoir, and in the music itself. The pain was never a secret. He put the sickness in the music, on record, under his own name, decades before it killed him. That matters later, so hold on to it.
Nah, you can never feel my pain, nigga.
By the 2000s, he had lived several careers, the mob years, the solo years, the G-Unit years, alongside 50, Prison, a memoir, even a cookbook of prison recipes written with the journalist Kathy Iandoli.
So I was locked up with a billionaire, this dude named Dennis Kozlowski. You know what I mean? He owned like Tyco and... Right.
He was a man permanently mid-reinvention, and running underneath all of it, one word the internet would never let go of. One guest verse, 11 words that people never let go of. And decades later, sitting for an interview about staying conscious, Prodigy told the story of that line himself, where it came from, what it cost, and why he never went further.
Conscious means that you're conscious of what's going on in this world. You're fixed. The first time you ever heard me say Illuminati on my mind, soul, and my body, you knew P was on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been on some other shit. But I ain't want to go too far with it because I ain't want to turn off my fan base, man. My fan base is the hood. I got the front line. I got the projects across America and across the globe. There's hoods in London. There's hoods in Germany. There's hoods everywhere that respect and love what I do and what Mobb Deep do. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't want to turn off those fans, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of those fans are unconscious. They sleep still. They don't know what's going on. A lot of them are conscious. So I had to mix the medicine with the food. That's what me and Hav always say. You gotta mix the medicine with the food. So they eating the food and they don't even know they getting some medicine in there.
Mix the medicine with the food. That was the method in his own words. Consciousness smuggled inside records that connected, dosed carefully. So the message never cost him the audience, but the line escaped him. Jay-Z sampled it a year later, other rappers carried, and that attached itself to Prodigy's name permanently. He spent the next 2 decades being asked about 11 words he wrote at 20. Then came prison. Serving a 3.5-year sentence on a weapons charge, he wrote letters home that made headlines, accusing the industry's biggest names of hiding truth from the community. By 2011, he was home, publishing his memoir and discussing secret societies on national radio. The reputation was set in stone. That was the shorthand an entire culture carried for him. Prodigy says he sees the hidden hand. Here is what the reputation missed. The same man was also building a quieter resume, books, essays, collaborations, and the person working closest to him in those final years was a writer, not a handler. Keep Kathy's name in mind. She is about to matter. January 2017, his final album. He titled it The Hegelian Dialectic, the Book of Revelation. 6 months before his death, the man is naming albums after the machinery of control. You can see why the internet believed what it believed. An album of new music built, by its own title, around the idea that conflict is manufactured and managed from above. But now watch what almost nobody who shared those theories ever watched.
On that, because it goes back to when you were in high school and you were learning, but you first dropped the lyric 21 years ago, and you have a new album coming out where these themes start to come into play again. The Hegelian Dialectic is the name of the new album, the Hegelian Dialectic. Talk to me about this album.
It's basically like my magnum opus type of album. When I first dropped that seed, from that point on, I would keep dropping little seeds here and there, just building up to the point where we can have a full conversation about this.
4 months before Vegas, Genius sits him down for a film conversation about his conspiracy theories and hip-hop, and finds him in the last place the myth would ever predict.
What up, kid?
Chilling, man.
Good to see you.
You know, you asked me to come up here and meet you. We're gonna have this talk. But where are we right now, man? Can you tell us where we're at? Can we say?
We actually in a home of a friend of mine, Cynthia. She does these immersive plays. I'm actually a part of one of them, and we're working on another one. But the original one that we worked on is called the Illuminati Ball. Okay. And we actually do it here in the house.
So we're in the Illuminati house?
Basically, yeah.
He is a cast member in an immersive play that articulates theories he's expressed for years, filmed in the very house where it stages. The man the myth calls a hunted whistleblower is doing theater about the subject for fun with friends. And listen to what the word means when he explains it. History, not horror.
It's a group that was formed like in the 1700s, something like that, 1600s. This dude named Adam Weishaupt. He started this group of people, like powerful, rich people that basically could shape popular opinion and the way, you know, the world is gonna move forward. The word means like the illuminated ones. light is like information. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you see the light now. I found out the origin of the information that they were teaching. It basically comes from this group called the Essenes in Egypt. These are like the original black culture. They're like the scholars, doctors, scientists, esoteric thinkers, and they just knew how to do stuff. Like, for example, look at the pyramids. Nobody understands how the pyramids were built. These are the people that had that knowledge. The Eye of Horus, the pyramid, those are artifacts and things from black culture. They represent certain things of our people from ancient black history of Egypt. You know what I mean? Ancient Egypt. You got these group of people, they break into the tombs, they steal the riches, like the gold and the mummies, and they rape and pillage our culture. Here they got you thinking your own people and your own artifacts and your own symbolism is evil.
At his death, he was developing a musical with Kathy, and by her account, its target was the obsession itself, how this message infiltrated hip-hop, how people turned the myth into what he called a meal ticket. Her words, "We don't even know if it exists." Think about that for a moment. The man the internet mourns as a silenced whistleblower spent his final months making art that questioned the myth. So, if the theories don't survive his own last interviews, what actually happened in Las Vegas? The Art of Rap Festival, Vegas heat reported at triple digits. The exact conditions, sickle cell punishes. Mobb Deep performed Saturday night, June 17th, the day of the mural photograph. An all-star lineup, Ice-T's festival. A city full of shows, and standing backstage is a man you know.
I don't know if you know, I was there that night. You don't
at the show.
At the show.
Yeah, we was still there.
The craziest shit.
Where was it? In Vegas?
It was in Vegas.
Yes.
Let me tell you why I know there's a God. I'm arguing with my production company to go. They want me to go to New Orleans. They're telling me New Orleans is a better food culinary spot than Vegas. And I'm
because you're doing the food show.
I'm doing a food show. I'm doing a food show on the run eating food show. So I'm for some reason, God is telling me go to Vegas. Mm-hmm. And this is crazy shit. So I go to Vegas. I'm going there to see Ice-T, Onyx. And Onyx said to me, if you wanted me to do your food show tomorrow, you got to do my show today. Mm. So as y'all coming off stage, I'm going on stage with Onyx. I
thought you was there to perform.
Nah, I was there for a food show, yeah. Shit. So when I seen you, I remember this like it was yesterday. I seen you and I said, Happy, you getting bent with me today? And Happy said, yeah, I got you, Slime. You gave me a 5. And I said the same thing to P. And P said what he said to me for the last 19 years of my life. P said, I'm not feeling that good. I'll be back though. I'll see you later on. I heard that for 19 years. I didn't feel alarmed. I didn't feel nothing. I was just like, all right, cool. Then the next day, it was crazy because I know if you don't remember, Trip was out there, Godfather. I know the nicknames, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood too. You know what I'm saying? So, and Trip, and I just seen Trip's face. Was there anything that you saw?
Nah, I mean, me and you saw the same thing. Like when I seen him get sick a million times. Right. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing different out the ordinary that raised any red flags.
He had sickle cell, right?
Yeah, it wasn't no red flags raised. He told me that he wasn't. He actually was in Miami before he got to Vegas, and so we met up in Vegas. And he had been sick out here in Miami, but he got better, so he was able to get on a plane. So when he did finally say after getting off the stage that he wasn't feeling well, it didn't surprise me because I knew that a couple of days before that he wasn't feeling well.
Okay, wow.
So it wasn't nothing out the blue, and I really thought it was just some normal shit. Like we went backstage to that little building.
Yeah, we chilled. Right? Yeah. I performed. I came back and I met
Ray
you.
And Ghost was there.
Ray and Ghost. We was chilling. Yeah,
it was normal.
It's just P wasn't there.
Yeah.
Or was he there?
No. So he was there for a second, then he just left to go to the hotel.
Okay, remember,
and then it was just it was just us chilling.
I was on stage. Okay.
Yeah, it was just us chilling. So, and P went to the hotel to chill, and our tour manager at the time was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take P to the hospital at like 2:00." But it was like 11 already. I was like, "Well, just take him now." Like, you know what I mean? He's like, "Nah, that's what time P want to go." So I really thought he was just kind of just, not feeling well, but he gonna go. So No, I didn't see nothing. Nothing different.
I'm not feeling well. I'll be back though. N.O.R.E heard that sentence for 19 years. Havoc had heard it for 30. Nobody was alarmed because it was ordinary. That's what a lifelong illness does. It teaches everyone around it to stop being afraid. Remember that when the internet tells you the people closest to him should have seen something. Prodigy went to the hospital in a sickle cell crisis. On June 20th, his publicist confirmed the unthinkable. Hospitalized days earlier. Exact cause of death yet to be determined. Yet to be determined. Into those 4 words, the internet poured everything it had.
Prodigy, who's a member of the New York hip-hop duo Mobb Deep, has died. The rapper's publicist said in a statement Tuesday that Prodigy was hospitalized a few days ago in Las Vegas, and according to complications caused by sickle cell anemia crisis, is what the publicist is saying. He also said that Prodigy has battled sickle cell since birth and was in Las Vegas for a performance. The exact cause of death was not clear.
Count the days. The mural photo, June 17th. The show that night, gone by the 20th. 3 days. And a photograph that now looked like a prophecy instead of a coincidence. By the time the coroner had scheduled a single test, the verdict videos were already stacking views. The machine was running before the family had even planned a funeral.
Like, I talked to N.O.R.E this morning. He was like, okay, I realized this. I realized that I really don't feel Prodigy died from choking on an egg.
And that's when things got weird. According to the report, Prodigy didn't die from sickle cell at all. The cause of death. They said he choked on a boiled egg while in the hospital.
According to the Clark County Medical Examiner, Prodigy, one half of Mobb Deep, choked on an egg while at the hospital getting treated for a flare.
Here's what was said at the same time in the same news cycle to anyone who looked. It was not hiding. It was in the newspapers, under the theories all along. In the first week, the Clark County coroner told reporters a determination could take up to 6 weeks, and that foul play was not suspected. In August, the ruling came accidental choking during the crisis that hospitalized him. The infamous detail that it involved food, an egg, became news through celebrity press releases, not a coroner's press conference. And this video will not present it up as more than reporting. A man died of his illness's complications. The record has said so in writing for 9 years. But the questions found the people closest to him anyway, and what Havoc actually said when Drink Champs asked him directly is not what the headlines claimed.
I just want to. Did you hear these rumors?
Yeah. You know, every now and then, you know what I'm saying. I get the people asking me like, "Yo, that's fucked up. He ain't died from off an egg or whatever it is." You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because you know, P was very controversial, and you know, P was very keen on all of that shit. So, you know, just to make a long story short, you know, do I believe in that kind of shit?
What?
You know what I'm saying? I reserve 50% to that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I respect
I ain't gonna lie, I reserve 50% to it. But those are that subject right there is like I leave for private conversations. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is just so real like that. You know what I'm saying? In that vein, and I think it should be kind of taken a little bit seriously.
Havoc ends conspiracy theories. That was the coverage. You just heard the tape. 50-50, and a subject he keeps for private conversations. Even the man who knew him best appears to hold the question with both hands. This video will not pretend to close what he leaves open. One more correction, because the internet ran with it. The claim that Prodigy was seeing shadow figures at the end. That story exists on tape, but not where the thumbnails put it, and not meaning what they need it to mean. Prodigy told it himself.
That night, when I laid down to go to sleep, you know, all the lights was off in my room, and I'm laying there, and I seen a black shadow walk across my room. I was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia, SS type. That's like the worst form. When I was 3 months old. Sickle cell is, for the people that don't know, you know, is a hereditary blood disorder where my blood cells don't carry enough oxygen, and when a blood cell doesn't carry enough oxygen, my blood cells change shape into a sickle shape. That's where the name comes from. And then they interlock with each other. And then it's like a domino effect. They all start interlocking, and wherever that happens at, that's where the pain happens, as excruciating pain. Like, it's to the point where I can't even move. They have to pick me up or put me in a wheelchair and carry me to the hospital. Like, I can't move my body, I can't move my legs or anything, because the pain is just incredible. I couldn't do any strenuous exercise, couldn't do any contact sports. There's no cure for sickle cell. I don't know, I feel like it gave me a mental disorder a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It was really traumatic, just going through all that pain as a kid, and then next thing you know, a week later, I'm back to normal. It made me not believe in, like, God. I ain't believe in God. Just, having conversations with God, begging God to make the pain go away, and then the pain wouldn't go away. So I'm like, who the hell am I talking to? I'm like, God is not responding, so I don't believe in that. You know what I mean?
I'm just very uneasy right here. I'm really feeling what you're saying, and I think you're feeling what you're saying.
Right.
Here you are on earth with this body that you sometimes have no power over.
I was just really pissed and angry, so I was just doing a lot of negative things when I was a kid, and like guns and drugs
And then here you are, all man, and you couldn't play sports. So you had to tough it up and rough it and let them know who you were on another way.
Right.
You had to let them know you were bad MF, you bad.
Mm-hmm.
Power. What does that word do to you? Power, the loss of power.
The loss of power?
Having the diagnosis that you have, that's a loss of power, that you said it made you really angry at one time. You don't like to be powerless.
I never thought about that till you just said it. Like, that definitely triggers me to become self-destructive. Like, you know what I mean? I just get angry and like.
Oh, yeah. What's one episode that really triggered, your destructive behavior when you had a loss of power? Any business deal, anything?
Yeah, it was the main one. I was doing this business deal with somebody, and they actually took some of the footage. It was like we were shooting something. I had spent a lot of money on this, and they had like hijacked the footage and was demanding more money from me. I was pissed. I threw the phone through the window and all that when I got off the phone to do it. And that night, when I laid down to go to sleep, all the lights was off in my room, and I'm laying there, and I seen a black shadow walk across my room. And it looked like, the only thing I could describe what it looked like the Black Spider-Man. So I just laid there, and I put the sheet over my head, like a little kid, just like forced myself to go to sleep. And I woke up the next morning, the pain woke me up. I haven't been sick in 6 years, and I was in so much pain I had to be carried to the hospital. I knew what happened automatically. I already knew what it was. I already knew what that black shadow was. It's a story that's told about this black shadows that attach themselves to people here on the earth, and they feed off of negativity. They feed off of anger. I said, oh shit. Like, that shit is real. And it showed itself to me. I was allowed to see it. You know what I mean? And this was when I was about maybe 26 this happened. Maybe 27. From that point until age 33, I got locked up. You know what I mean? I just been on like a downward spiral from that point, you know what I mean? And I was locked up for a reason, because I wasn't living right. It had nothing to do with a crime. It had to do with everything spiritual. That was like a slap from God, like, what are you doing?
A business betrayal, a rage he couldn't put down, a black shadow crossing his bedroom, and the next morning, the first crisis in 6 years. He was 26. He read it as a warning about what anger feeds, and he repeated the lesson for the rest of his life. It was a story about his spirit, not his deathbed. The internet moved it to his final days because the myth needed it there. The correction takes 10 seconds. The myth has run for 9 years. Now the part that almost no one mentions, because the conspiracy videos and the official record are not the only two documents in this story. There is a third. His family went to court, not against a secret society, against the hospital. On June 15, 2018, Prodigy's family and estate filed a wrongful death suit against Spring Valley Medical Center and a treating physician. The complaint alleges the hospital failed to keep a working IV line in a sickle cell patient and failed to continuously monitor his oxygen levels as his doctors had ordered. Allegations lead to no public resolution. This video could resolve. It's the people who loved him most asking the internet's own question. Was he failed? And aiming it at a target a court can weigh. Kathy said something after his death that belongs here. He wasn't on a consistent decline. This was a visit where you would have assumed another trip to the hospital and it would be taken care of. The people around him expected him home. That expectation, reasonable after 30 years of pain and hospital visits, is the quiet tragedy no theory bothers to mourn. Surviving every down day teaches everyone the down days end, until one doesn't. 8 months after the funeral, Havoc sat for a tribute episode alongside Big N.O.R.E in a room of collaborators and answered the conspiracy question on the record for the first time.
I gotta ask this one question. I'm sorry to cut you off. So sorry, because these fans are gonna kill me for this. But one question is that it keeps arriving, and I just want to ask it. I don't believe it, but I just want to ask it. Is every time I go on the internet and anything is posted about Prodigy, they say that Prodigy was writing an Illuminati book. So people feel like
there was a conspiracy.
There was a conspiracy.
He died on a conspiracy.
Yeah, and I just have to ask that because that question just keeps popping up.
Yeah, it hurts to hear that though, man.
Well, I don't know of any Illuminati things when it came to Prodigy, but I knew that he was enlightened and he did talk about a lot of stuff.
It hurts to hear, he said. It's all speculation. I want to keep his legacy. Hold that 2018 answer next to his 2022 answer, and you are watching grief become an open question in real time. That evolution is not a scandal. It is what honest uncertainty looks like on a human face. No headline has ever fit it. The city, meanwhile, had already given its answer. Frankie Campbell, Madison Avenue, the funeral home of icons, holding a kid from Hempstead by way of Queensbridge. June 29, 2017, a line down Madison Avenue, thousands deep, admitted 30 at a time. Inside, legends expressed their words, 50 Cent delivering, by his own account, the first eulogy he had ever given in his life. Nas, who was unable to attend, sent 5 words that outlasted every theory: lyricist, poet, wordsmith, fighter, king, and the family's photo collage carried a title no myth can improve on. Best dad ever.
Yo, I really appreciate you though, my brother. Let me just tell you something, man. In a lot of ways, you birthed Mobb Deep, and Mobb Deep kind of birthed CNN, and I will always do that. So when you got on the Lost Tapes, you actually got a tribute to Prodigy.
Teach them about Egypt and tranquility. Critically analyze black lives and respectability. Why Prodigy mural get vandalized? Why Prodigy? The project politics, obviously. Demagogue, democracy in the fog. I see the mob representing into the light. Back to the source where all energy comes. Your enemy done was eternal. A disease that needs a vaccination. Plagues black seeds in the industry. Ain't as friendly as it first seems when you dream of driving your whip to your house in Florida Keys. On behalf of me and Queens and all of the G's, Bandana P will always stand as tall as the trees. First things first. This should be understood. Queensbridge just ain't any other hood. His music legacy is incredibly high pedigree. I don't mean this disrespectfully, alphabetically. If it's hard to swallow.
Can you talk about the memorial, the mural, and all?
I never thought we'd lose P.
Right.
And we lost him too soon. May he rest in peace. He it's hard to get into it because he's not here.
Right.
You know, so it's a lot of things that went on that I wish never happened.
Right.
So that.
Like you even say, I wish you never wrote that book in the rhyme. You say that.
Yeah.
I did too.
Yeah. That was. But you never know why people do certain things, you know. Mm-hmm. So I think P was probably going through a lot of pain.
Right.
But the politics of every hood, you know how it is. Yeah. The politics of every hood is what.
The work did not stop. Havoc has spent the years building a final Mobb Deep album out of his brother's unreleased verses, hearing that voice in the studio, and finishing the sentences. Whatever the internet believes about how he died, the truest record of him keeps arriving as new music.
When he passed away, you know what I'm saying, his untimely death, I knew that we had unfinished business. You understand what I'm saying? So it was always in my mind. You know what I mean? But I don't own Prodigy's verses, right? And the family, rightfully so, they have a grieving period. You know what I mean? Where they have to grieve, get their business in order. So, things take time, and it wasn't something that I could rush. Even though, I was all for Mobb Deep project. You know what I mean? I probably wanted to do it maybe 4 years past Prodigy's, passing. I was like, let's do a Mobb Deep album, but had to really get everybody on the same page.
So, the question we started with, why did the internet believe within a day that Prodigy was taken out? Because he taught a generation to look for hidden hands, then died mid-sentence, and the timing fell too well to resist. Because real documented distrust of industries and of official stories needed somewhere to go, and because a myth is easier to mourn than a man. A myth cannot be failed by a hospital or worn down by a blood disorder. A myth can only be taken. But follow the belief all the way down, and here's what the record holds. A ruling that says his own body took him, a lawsuit that asks whether a hospital failed him, and a final year of interviews where he calmly took the myth apart himself, the mystery the internet built for him. He had already answered it. The myth buried a man. The record upholds his legacy. It always could. Prodigy gets the last word. Not the theories, not the headlines, not this video. Him.
What happened here today for you? Not what should have happened, not what you thought was going to happen, but just to sit into your experience and really what happened here today.
I mean, it was definitely the first time where I've shared, that experience, those experiences I've had, with on this type of platform, and I've definitely made me just think more about, accepting what it is.